The revolution may not be televised, but it will be broadcasted. Welcome to True Culture, where we stay true to all cultures, especially our own. Thanks for joining us for the tap in. I am Waddy, and this is my partner in shine, Jay Sade.
Hello,
Today
hello,
we have the
everybody.
pleasure of tapping in with videographer, editor, owner of XLENS Productions, Mr. Braedon CJ.
We here.
Warm, yeah, let's give a warm True Culture welcome to Braedon. So glad you're here with us today, brother. So glad you have us today.
Listen, I'm happy to be here. We've been talking about this for a while. First of all, thank you for having me. I just want to put that out. I've been trying to get on this show for a long time.
Hey, we made it happen though, man. We made it happen. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the love. For sure, man. Now, I want to just get straight into it, man, because like you said, we both been waiting for this. Right. So, dude, man, tell us about XLENS Productions, man. Tell us, not only tell us about XLENS, but tell us why you decided to start your company.
Okay, I'll answer both at the same time. So, pretty much in 2015, I made the decision, just after going through, as a videographer, just trying to, network and break down and get into so many doors that were being closed on me. I was like, I want to give my own self my own opportunity and present opportunities for myself. So with that being said, I just started my company in January 2015. And actually my mom was the actual person that came up with XLENS Productions, because I'm gonna be honest. I was like, because we was making it all happened when we was making a website, and I was just kind of like, I don't know about XLENS. Kind of sounds like a porn company, if you ask me. I don't know. Good one. Didn't give me Tyler Perry Studios. It wasn't giving me that. So, but eventually we ended up going with XLENS, and it grew on me for some time. So definitely. And I'm a person that's more into like I just said, Tyler Perry, I'm a big, huge of films and just giving off that kind of movie-esque or TV kind of feel to my work. So I brought that kind of movie trailer feel to my company, and I was like, this is what I'm going to do. So
that's dope.
That's
hey, and if you ever do decide to get into a little porn a little later on in life, you already got a name that you can just go ahead and transition right over into that field, man.
Listen.
Look, Monduke knows it best.
In high school kept saying that I was either going to become two things. They said either he going to become a director of porn or a male stripper. And
my goodness.
None of those.
Look, we already taking it there early in the damn show, man. Let's a stripper or what else? A porn star.
Right. Absolutely.
Wow. No, they said director of porn.
Oh, a director. I'm sorry, you ain't taking it too far then. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Interesting. But Braedon, it's good to have you here. And since you're talking about filmmaking, Kings and Queens, and it's a project you came out with in February in honor of Black History Month. Can you tell me a little bit more about that project? Because I would love to see and hear a little more about what that project's all about.
Well, funny enough, I can't give all the credit can't be given to me. I gotta give it to Red Vision Films, Destiny Vaughn. She's a dance instructor, choreographer, as well as a videographer and a photographer. And that was actually her idea for that shoot. Originally, it was just going to be the model. Shout out to V or Victoria. It was just going to be her originally, and then I just so happened to call. I was actually, I'm in Atlanta right now, but I was just coming from Atlanta back in January. Well, a little bit into February, but yeah. And it just happened like that. She was like, "Oh, you want to be in this shoot?" Because I was feeling I was in a confident mood because I had just finished the movie and stuff, so I'm feeling myself. She was like, "Oh, you really feeling yourself, huh? Won't you come over here and do a photo shoot?" I was like, I can do any photo shoot. Mm-hmm. What you want? You want me to, I can pick the hair out. What you want to do for Black History? What you want to do? And she was like, no, I want you to do it with V. And I was like, you talking about Victoria, the model? I was like, oh,
I'll be
there in like 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So
gracious.
But yeah, it's actually not a film. That was actually my idea because I felt like the photography and the shoot was so good that I started just seeing all of these visions in my head at that time. So I was just like, why not? Queen and Slim was out. I was like, why not name it King and Queen? I don't know. So I just
you channeled that Queen and Slim energy. I dig it.
Yeah,
I definitely felt that energy too. I was like, I wonder if this is a nice movie coming out. So,
right? No.
You know, we always looking for some
movie.
good Black movies to support, man.
Serious.
Good movies
absolutely
across the board, but especially our black movies. We need to support those way more.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Okay. So do you feel like there could potentially be like a King and Queens movie coming out? Like something? Maybe?
I definitely think that I'm here for it. I think it's a dope idea. Like I said, with Queen and Slim coming out, I mean, I guess we would just have to find some kind of way to make it different. But it seems like it's in that time, so it's kind of like 70s, pro-Black, afros taking over the government, shutting them down. They trying to push crack to the community. We trying to stop them. But yeah, I took a lot of inspiration from Queen and Slim. And speaking of Black filmmakers, I hope I don't forget his name. He directed New Jack City, but he did the actual Black Panthers movie. The group
wasn't that Mario Van Peebles?
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Didn't want to embarrass myself.
It's okay.
Mario.
We love Mario Van Peebles, man.
Yes. So that's where I took the inspiration from. More of the things of our past that are negative, bring a positive light to it, if that makes sense.
Just shifting the perspective, I think that makes perfect sense. That's definitely
what is it definitely is. You're right, Jay. It definitely is. I wanted to ask you, like, what is your favorite part of producing and filming and video editing as well?
That is a good question. I would say creating something from nothing. Like just the process of sitting down, like if we were sitting down just talking about ideas, like in my mind, like that's a great space to be in, because you could just tell me one thing and I'll just, in my mind, like within seconds, I'll just go to this place and start pulling things out. And I know that, like, I can listen to people's music and like close my eyes and I can see it. Like it's like a vision almost. So definitely I would say creating things out of like nothing is a really big thing. And then also with that aspect of shooting as well, like me just like, oh, what if it'd be dope if I got it from this angle and then I come over here and do this? So definitely always being on my feet and my toes. Yeah, it's all about the angles.
All about the angles.
And I'll be trying to get angles that people don't even be thinking about most of the time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that height helps you out too. My brother, like 6'3".
Oh yeah.
How tall are you? I'm probably I'm probably wrong. How tall are you?
No, you was about right, 6'3", 6'4".
Okay,
I think I've been growing a little bit more, but I'm not a basketball player. And
man, 25 told me he think he grew some more. He ain't growing no damn more, man. You 6'3", brother. Be happy with that, man.
Listen,
shit, you tall as hell. Told me I think I'm growing more.
It's everything.
That career's growing. That's what's growing, man. That career. That's what's up.
Blessings.
So as a filmmaker and, as a person who enjoys films, how has that changed the way you watch movies? Like, what do you look for?
That's a good question. I would say, especially with having the experience of being on an actual movie set, And then looking at movies, it does kind of change your narrative of how you look at it. Be like, oh, I wonder what light they was using or what boom mic they were, using. So, I mean, it varies. It depends on, I guess, the movie for real. But I do catch myself like mostly in the credits for real. I be wanting to know like who shot this or, who did this, who did that.
We the same with that, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the credits looking. And
it's important to be in the credits.
Name up and try to find their Instagram and follow them if I'm a fan of their work. So yeah, most definitely.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what in your opinion do you think is the most important quality for a videographer to have? Or at least one of the most important qualities for a videographer to have?
Hunger. And I was going to say being creative, but you don't have to be creative.
No.
It would definitely help, but
I was with you before you said that, but
nah, you ain't got to be creative at all.
Explain that to me. Elaborate, man.
I'm
so thirsty today.
Pretty much like, well, with the drive thing, I look at myself kind of looking back on just how hungry and how driven I was when I first started back in 2015. Well, not even back in 2015, but if we want to go back to the real story, you already know.
I'm about to say I know it, but I need for my listeners to know it, man. Go ahead, tell them the real. Go back even further for them, man. Go
2014. Well, before
13.
Okay, 13.
Don't cheat my listeners now. Don't cheat them. Go back all the way.
Okay, I might as well just take it back from the beginning. All right, so 7th grade. 7th grade.
Don't say no damn 7th grade. Like I'm just messing with you.
7th grade, I meet this guy. Like I was saying before, with me starting the company, I felt like a whole bunch of doors were being, closed on me as far as I was trying to move toward like more of network news. Like maybe I could intern at Fox or ABC or NBC, anywhere, just to get my foot in the door somewhere. And all these doors, either you had to be, a junior in college to intern at Fox or whatever. And the college route wasn't really working for me. So that's when I met this guy named Noya Maryland. And Noya Maryland is a personality. Yeah, shout out Noya. Did his whole thing with Shoe City and Puma and everybody. He a model now. He big time. He doing it all. So
Noya always been big time. He always had it in him, man. I told him back in the day, man. Like, boy, you the next Terrence J. You got it. But go ahead. I don't want to cut your joint short again,
good.
Man.
So his sister is actually an artist and a rapper, and her name is Pretty Major. So a friend of mine that I went to high school with actually made the connection, and that's how I got in contact with them. I was doing a video for their performance, but they was like, he dope at taking the photos. So he could do the photos and video. So I'm doing photos and video for this concert. He said that he saw something in me from that day when I was shooting it. It was just like, I'm starting my own company and, you seem like you do good work and, I'm going to be interviewing people. Is that something you're interested in? And I was like, yeah. To make a long story short, I worked for him for a year. And we were knocking out content, and basically through him, I actually met another client later on, Lonnie B. I don't know. I'm not sure if y'all know Lonnie B.
Yeah,
stand-up comedian.
Man. Shout out Lonnie B, man. Shout him out.
Washington D.C. Southeast. Shout him out. And
good girlfriend.
And after working for his company over a year, I was like, well, if he can do it, I can do it, because he was young. And I was just like, you can do that? Like, I heard of it before, but just seeing him as an entrepreneur doing his own thing and being, strong, black man doing his own thing, I was like, I could do this. Mm-hmm. And that's when I decided in 2015 to start my own company, and that's how XLENS Productions was born.
So you feel like you don't have to be creative because should I just go ahead and let him off the hook on this one? I'm gonna let him off the hook.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him off. Let's just keep going. So yeah. So we got to that quality. The most important quality is hunger, and I truly agree with that. I do. I feel like, you know, because hunger to me that correlates with hard work.
Yes.
And
yes, most definitely.
you know, you can be talented as you want to, creative if you want to. Somebody who is less creative and less talented will outwork your ass. And they'll be there. You'll be somewhere looking at them on TV. So yeah, I agree with that, brother. I do.
Absolutely. So in the meantime, as you were waiting for opportunities, you still educated yourself.
Yes.
How important do you feel like that was for you to prepare you for when this moment happened?
I think it was very important because first, well, college isn't for everyone. And I was trying to go on the college route, but it just wasn't working out. So definitely, I still wanted to educate myself, even though I wasn't going the full college route. I still looked up classes, you know, whether it was at PG Community College or Montgomery County Community College, and summer programs and different things like that. So by me doing that, I was still getting that knowledge just quicker. Instead of going through a whole 4-year process, it was just like, okay, you pay for this class, you come here, you get the information, and that's how it goes.
I 100% agree. I mean, you know, so often you have to figure out how you're gonna manage and make it. And so I found, you know, people say that there are no jobs, but I'm just like, somebody got a program, somebody got something, and you know, the second you decide to just, you know, put a little extra work in, see what's where, you can really start to piece together a plan, and then a vision will formulate. But I'm just so glad you touched on that, because a lot of people feel like it ain't nothing happening. I'm like, you gotta make some shit happen. So what you gonna do?
Yeah, just look at the options. Definitely just take you know what's in front of me. I mean, I'm a prime example of that. When I first started, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, man, the school thing not working out, man, and these doors being closed, because I was mainly trying to do the school thing because, like I said, to get the internship. Because this is all being a filmmaker or a videographer is something that I've always wanted to do. And because I started at such a young age, I got my first camera like 12 years old. And I was always a fan of movies just as a child. Like I would take the stuffed animals. I'm acting out Space Jam. Okay, I'm Michael Jordan. This Bugs Bunny. That's Daffy Duck. Okay, let's do it. So
Michael Jordan.
I've always had a love for this, you know, from a very young age. So for me to get that opportunity, you know, from Noya, I really appreciate it because I know it was so many other doors that were being closed. Even though I was educating myself, I didn't have a plan. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't. And being around him gave me a lot of jewels. He gave me the hunger jewel. He gave me, you know, the confident jewel. Definitely the confidence.
I know he gave you some confidence, man.
Because I
got no confidence for everybody. I love that about him.
I was a late bloomer because I was fresh out of high school. Because mainly I've been in private school my entire life. So finally going to public, going to Dr. Henry A. Wise, it was just like, dang, welcome to the real world. And Wise was kind of almost like, even though it was high school, it was almost kind of like a college experience. Like, you know, that kind of transition from high school to now you're in college, you're an adult, you have your own responsibilities. That's what I was feeling by just going to Wise and being put in that environment and being around so many different other creative people that do other things. You got people that do music over here. You got people that do sports over here. You got the dance team. All of this was being exposed to me. So I definitely took those different communities and used them as a benefit, not in video, more in photography at that time, but transitioning back into the
I'm glad
video.
you were able to take full advantage of that, man. Because I mean, experience is the best teacher. You know, we can go ahead, we can pay for classes, and I mean, paying for classes and going to school is it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, but you still have to put experience with that. So, you know, some people just skip the book work and get straight to the experience. And either way, you're gonna learn, but you'll always have to have experience. So I'm glad that you were able to put both of those together, experience and school as well. To perfect your craft and what you try and get at out here.
Like, you really took advantage of gaining experience in very creative ways. So I think that should be highlighted, and people should definitely, you know, take that with them as well.
Take advantage.
Follow your dreams.
And shout out to Lonnie B. Shout out to Noya Merlin. Like it's important for us to empower people. It's important for us to, you know, look at people for what the good they can do. Look at them for their potential and try to, you know, nurture that potential. And shout out to them for doing that with you, man. It just shows that we need that in our community more and more, because if we do that, we have more people like you out here achieving their goals and following their dreams, man.
Most definitely. And I want to shine, I'm glad you brought that up, because I definitely want to shine the light on the community, from Lonnie being from DC and then me and Noya being from PG County. Like, just, you know, in a way showing, you know, like everybody can come together type stuff. Like, it don't have to always be a competition, or it doesn't always have to be, you know, about, oh, who's better or whatever. But definitely if that helps with your drive, then I'm all for it. But I mean, you know.
I mean, if it helps, I guess, but
nah, because some people,
I don't see how it's going to help not helping others. But
a hustler.
I mean, 50 Cent. This is the thing. People say they're hustlers, and yes, there are a lot of hustlers out here. There are a lot of geniuses out here who figure out. I mean, Lil Baby is one of them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there was always somebody there who helped you get to where you're at.
Exactly.
And they're going to continue to help you get to where you're trying to go. So, you know, all that self-made and we need to start acknowledging the fact that when people make it where they want to make it to and accomplish the things they accomplish, there's always been someone who helped them get there, no matter how hard they worked or how
gave it a first opportunity.
Exactly. You know, I heard a story about Little Baby the other day about how he took $60 and flipped it into $100,000. You know, but you still have to respect the people who gave him that $60. You can't just be like, well, he's such a hustler, without that 60, none of that hustling.
Selling out the trunk of his car.
Exactly. So shout out to Lil Baby and everything, but shout out to his mother and his sister as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely.
Can't forget that. That as well.
So I know I'm taking it back a little bit, but I really wanted to highlight or talk about your experience at Tyler Perry Studio. Excuse me. What was that like?
I mean, mainly it was just a good experience all together. You know, just being there and talking to some of the coworkers that, you know, that work there at Tyler Perry Studios, and just asking them, you know, just like what their job is like and stuff. Like, I was just curious. So I was just asking people questions, you know.
I mean, you're in the best place to ask the questions.
Right.
In the next 5 years, where would you like to see your brand? Because there's no boxes. What does it look like?
No boxes.
Wow. That's a good question. The full dream is, like I said, since we were talking about Tyler Perry, is to have my own studio, whether it's on a separate ground by itself, or I have it built like he did in the beginning, you know, at his house. Definitely having XLENS, a full film production studio, but also a place for the community as well, where people can come and get that education as far as different classes being taught, kind of like a community center almost, but still a production where actual work is going on. So maybe it'd be split on two sides. So it's the production side where people working, and then there's the community side where people can come and get that education. Kind of like how what PG County did for me. PG Community College.
Community College, man. Shout out PG Community College one more time, man.
Yeah. Shout out to PG Community College, because at the end of the day, if I didn't take, I'm not saying I would be nothing if I didn't take those classes, but I'm saying that they helped.
Yeah.
They were very useful for the time that I took them and moving forward as well. So
I'm glad you actually mentioned that about you have a community side. In what ways has your videography helped the community, help your community?
I think my company is built off of that. It's built off of taking the different creative people in the community or the neighborhood that have ideas, that want to do things. Early on, and it as a videographer, it's okay to tap into different things. But yeah, the main goal is to have my own studio, my own production studio, give back to the community. As far as that, I feel like I've always done that, even down to my early beginnings with Noya and Lonnie. Those are people of the community, even though they were just hosts, personalities, just, you know, getting on the mic, hosting the event. They were still very known, you know, and just being a team player and just trying to be the best that I can be at all times.
And what do you think is your biggest accomplishment thus far?
The Real Makeup Artist of DC. I have to say that, because that was the woman, Ty Cobb. Shout out to Ty Cobb. When she came with me, she was sitting on that idea for 6 years. Wow. She had that. She been wrote the script and everything that she wanted to do, the characters, how everything. That's why I wasn't taking full credit on the producer side, because even though I gave some ideas, you know, I definitely want to give her credit, because that is her show at the end of the day. And I came, and my whole point was bringing that to light by visually showing the dream and the idea and the concept behind the show, what she wanted. But yeah, that put me into a whole different bracket. Like, okay, yeah, you a videographer, but all videographers can't do a reality show or make this look like Love and Hip Hop. That's what people were saying.
What is your favorite or least favorite part of video production?
As much as I hate it, I would say editing. And when I say I hate it, I don't really mean that I hate it. I'm just saying, like, it's such a time process, especially for me, because
tedious, man. It's definitely tedious.
Well, it can be it's tedious regardless, but it can be quicker for others. But for me, everyone doesn't do what I do. So that makes it more time, you know, consuming. I'm sitting down literally. And now, back in the day, I used to all try to do it in one day. It's too much. It's kind of impossible to do. So you got to break it down. So I'll sit down for hours looking for the right music. I can't just use a normal song because
it's time consuming.
If they don't feel right to me, then, like, if I'm not bobbing my head to it, like, yeah. And it's almost like a producer too, like making the beat,
you are.
Like the editing process. Like, I'll sit there for hours looking for music, and if it's not what I'm feeling, then I won't use it. Looking up sound effects.
So the time it takes to produce quality content is your least favorite. Is the time it takes is your least favorite part of video production?
Yes, but the creating part,
that's your favorite. So your favorite part is creating, but the time consuming. It is time consuming. People don't realize how time consuming editing is, video editing is, and effects, especially when you want to produce something quality. I mean, it's so much, because every single element goes into the final product.
It's like a puzzle.
It's
like a puzzle. Yeah. If you don't have the tolerance or the patience, then you
monotonous.
Yeah, you're not going to say it. And I know I brought up the Real Makeup Artist at DC before, but that project speaks to that. That's why it looks like Love and Hip Hop, because that's how much time and energy that I put into it. You know, we shot that back in 2017. We shot it for about maybe 5 months, And then I only had like 1 month to like edit. And I had to get those episodes out every week. And it was a lot. But I haven't done it that hard like since back then.
Good editors,
after that happened, I took a
break.
I took a break. And then the following year, I was doing 2 reality shows plus my first independent film, Should Could Dream, which you could follow. You could watch that on Amazon Prime. Shameless plug. Yeah.
No, plug that one more time, man. Tell them what the
Should Could Dream. So basically, that is a movie. Well, it's a documentary / film about this guy named Dwayne Michael. He started his own company and his own stage play called Should Could Dream. And it basically breaks down 3 phases of life. You have your should phase where you talk about more so like when you're young in high school, like, you know, I should do this, I should do that. Like you have dreams that you aspire to do, or you have something that you like to do. So you're like, man, I
don't give him too much of the movie. You make him go watch it. Just go watch the movie.
Okay.
Watch the movie. Yes. Just go support it and watch it.
Was shot in 3 different locations. Was shot at my old high school, Dr. Henry A. Wise. Then we shot it at the guy Dwayne Michael's alma mater, Morgan State University. And then the third part of the documentary was shot in Africa.
That's dope.
South Africa.
Oh, what is your dream project, man? I gotta ask you that before we get out of here.
Project.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I just want to get to the level where I have the budget to do, like, any idea that I have isn't too out of the box. Like, to the point where it's like, I'll be like, I want some elephants on the set right now. And the people gotta go and get them. They gotta go and get the elephants wherever they're gonna get them from. If they gotta ship them in from Africa or wherever. So I just want to get to that point where I can truly, really do whatever I want to do. If I say I want a helicopter, I want him to jump out of the helicopter, fall into the water. Then after that, we got to shoot the scene where he come on the beach, and then all of that. So mainly just getting to that point. I definitely want to keep my options open because, like I said, I don't really like being in boxes. So I can't say a specific like film or
your dream project is having enough the budget big enough to accomplish any dream you have, any vision you have.
And it's all funded by me. So it's like I'm taking my money and putting it back into.
So you really do aspire to be like the next Tyler Perry. Do you want to also write and direct?
It's funny that you say that because in the beginning, I always said that I was going to be a director. And then as time went on, it's not that I don't want to be a director, but I fell back because I was so quiet when I was younger. So it was more easier transition for me to be more behind the camera and more behind the scenes. I think it's definitely going to come later on. For right now, I'm trying to kind of tap into that.
Is there a process for that? Like, does someone need to reach out to one of your handles, or
just start shouting out your handles now, man?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You can follow me at XLENS Productions on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Definitely go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Got content on there and more coming. Definitely in this whole COVID thing going on, got more content coming. But yeah, you can reach me at XLENS Productions or at XLENS Productions. Braedon CJ is my personal page.
Make sure you give me your email address, your correct email address too.
Oh yeah, definitely. What you talking about the Braedon photos one?
Don't hit up XLENS Productions.
Listen,
at Gmail. Hit up XLENS Productions.
Hit that one up. Yeah, one.
The one with the one at the end.
Because because
let's figure that out now.
Okay.
Which one we gonna give them, buddy?
XLENS Productions 1, because Google wouldn't let me do just XLENS Productions, so I had to put a 1 behind it. So it's XLENS Productions 1 at gmail.com.
There we go. Awesome.
Well, brother, thank you so much for being with us today, man. It was a pleasure tapping in with you, man. I'm so glad you were able to to join us today, drop a few gems on our listeners, and able to introduce everybody to XLENS Productions. Man, y'all make sure y'all tap into his company, XLENS Productions, and check him out, man. He's a dope videographer and editor in our area. We got to support local, so you make sure you support him.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you guys stay tuned to True Culture on Human Nature TV on YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, and Twitter. That is HUEman Nature TV on YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, and Twitter. And today we're going to leave on a positive note like we do every day.
Every day. So I had a particular quote, but as the conversation has gone on, what kept resonating with me was a Frederick Douglass quote about how it is easier to build strong children than repair broken men. And just as we talk about like building community and building ourselves, I feel like it's important, to build ourselves, build each other, and then reach back out to our community. And the reflection of our community is our youth. And so supporting our youth. And I feel like that brings all of this full circle, a stronger community, and stronger economics within our community.
Yes. That was a great quote. It's a great quote. I'm glad. I love how you felt that out. So I know you had something else prepared, but you decided
I had something prepared, but that one kept coming up in my heart as we just started the interview, and so I wanted to just honor that.
Yeah, that's dope. Always honor your spirit and your own intuition, people. Let's keep doing that. And thanks again, Braedon. We're gonna stay tuned. And the revolution may not be televised, but it will be broadcasted. True Culture on Human Nature TV.